Okay. Okay, everyone is able to see and hear me clearly? No
Yes,
problem?
Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Prabhuji, just I want to, how long the seminar will go?
Okay, that's a good question. So I was intending for like an hour, hour and a half, and depending on questions, we can extend it.
So Prabhuji, in case if I have anything, if I step out, how do I get your recording, and how you will send this recording to us? Just
I have added all of you to the WhatsApp group, correct?
yeah.
Yes.
So I will upload it to YouTube and I'll share it in the group.
Okay, Prabhuji.
That's
Okay.
what I
Thank you.
usually do. Yeah. So that's what I usually do. And this one I wanted to upload it to Facebook also, because I want people. But here the only thing, the good thing about being one-on-one is you get to ask questions and clarify things then and there. You know, that's important. Okay, all right. So let us start this presentation today. And first of all, diabetes today has taken a very big toll on people. Yeah, we can finish up in 1 hour. So that is also possible. I don't want to drag it also very long, but there are some interesting things. So this diabetes is basically a degenerative disease. So this is a degenerative, means it is progressively degenerating. It's like the beginning of the end. So in many scriptures, basically it is in Sanskrit, it is called as prameha. So prameha means it is that is the Sanskrit word, the Ayurvedic word for diabetes. Now there are several causes in this, in the Ayurvedic prameha. So those who are type 1, see, basically according to Ayurveda, all our diseases are our previous karma. So that is something which is a karmic issue. But the resources on how to overcome this are also given. So let me just share my screen so we can go on this. So this is our topic today, how to reverse and prevent. So first of all, the Ayurvedic causes, Ayurveda states that the causes of diabetes, it's basically the type 2 is psychosomatic. Type 1, your organ itself is a failure. Then you have to replace the organ. You cannot do anything. Right? So then you have to replace the pancreas itself. But in the type 2, it is a gradual failure of the pancreas. It's the gradual failure of the pancreas over a period of time. Now, according to yoga, our mind is shaped like our body. Our mind is shaped like our body. Very interesting. And whatever changes due to emotions are put on the mind, your mind is shaped exactly like your body. And when there is too much stress on the mind, it corresponds or transfers into a corresponding stress in the body. So in India, for example, I've seen, or in the world over anywhere today, getting angry is like normal. Some people get very angry, some people get, we do not realize how much this is harming. We do not realize how much this is harming your organs. This is really that emotion. So psychosomatic. One of the first times I ever did yoga therapy, a man had come who had what do you call it? The symptom of, he had asthma. And then when we asked him, why did you have this asthma? So he said that this asthma, very dangerous asthma, bronchial asthma. When his daughter actually left home to go with somebody else, he had such a shock that there was an inflammation in his in his bronchial, in his lungs, and there is an inflammation because of the heat, the anger. So similarly, when we get angry, emotional, frustrated, the more you do this, the more you raise these levels of emotions, all this anger goes and sits in your visceral organs, and they are gradually declining. They are gradually getting decay. There is a gradual decay. And this is actually leading to what we see today. And one of the main problems that yoga says, that when you get emotional, the first thing that affects you is digestion. The first thing that is affected is actually digestion. So once your digestion is affected, then everything else follows suit. So when you are emotional, the body, how it works is, the mind focuses on a particular emotion and it drives the pressure of the body to that point. And that part gets very, very activated. For example, if you are very, very angry, then the lower endocrine glands are very, very active. And these endocrine glands and others, when they are too much anger, when there is too much anger, so a lot of pressure is in your lower parts. And that is why they get acidity, anger. So when you don't sleep well, when you don't rest well, when you don't recover, when you do not detoxify, when you become too emotional, you see many people get very angry, frustrated, emotional, and they can even have a heart attack because there is a sudden inflammation. So every time you get angry, every time you get depressed, every time you get emotional, every time you get very moody, you are hurting your organs. We should never think that anger is helping our cause. Emotions are helping our cause. So according to Ayurveda, these emotions are really, really responsible for a lot of wrong things. Somebody wants to join, just somebody's trying to join. Use meeting ID and password. So if you see, most of the diseases that we face today are the psychosomatic diseases. So if you really want to control diabetes, so one of the things about diabetics, if you have seen a diabetic, one of the things is the mind. The main thing is the mind. So diabetics get very hungry, they have uncontrolled anger, right? They have uncontrolled anger, they are unable to calm themselves, right? So all these emotions are connected with diabetes. Uncontrolled anger, uncontrolled hunger, sudden hunger. I am diabetic, I cannot control hunger. So that means mind has already reached to that point where now this emotion is a part of your life. Your emotional loss of control has gone to a point where on the above it seems like this, but all of a sudden you could lose control, and it has become very diseased at that point. So what are visceral organs? Visceral means in your stomach. Your stomach, all the loose organs in your stomach, the endocrine, all these others in the stomach, all these organs, they are sitting in your stomach. So these visceral organs, they are the ones that are very affected by emotion. So all your emotions, it is said according to yoga, according to Ayurveda, they are stored in the lower visceral parts. And that is why people love binge eating, to burst out stress, because your stomach, it sits in your stomach. So it sits in your stomach, and and that emotion kind of, it's like I have some dirt in some part of my house. Instead of cleaning that dirt, what do? I put something over it. I put something over it. So we put some covering over it just to hide it. So that is called as stressful eating. Like, for example, we do not realize in India, especially Indians, Mexicans, very used to eating very spicy food. But the spicy food is so dangerous. Is so dangerous for us. And on top of the emotion, these spices, they are activating these chemicals. They are activating these chemicals. Let me just quit WhatsApp so that I don't get rid of that sound. So these chemicals, they are harming the body. Our emotions are harming the body. So the beginning of diabetes is uncontrolled anger, uncontrolled emotions, uncontrolled these stress levels. So stress levels means where you do not give body enough gap, enough rest. Because mind is also a space. So when you are stressed, when you are working, your mind space is compressed. If you do not rest and relax well enough, your mind is getting compressed. If it doesn't recover, your mind is your body. Your body is an extension of the mind. Therefore, the first thing that is psychosomatic, so stress. So stress means you are trying to achieve something, but you keep your body in a condition of oppressed emotion. In the Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada explains something very wonderful. He says, all the functions of the body are due to pranavayu, due to air. When air is imbalanced, it causes various diseases. In fact, diabetes is apanavayu problem. Apana vayu, the air which goes down, means it is a lower, of course it is the pancreas, but it is the emotions of the lower part of the body, according to Ayurveda. Now, that is caused by, if basically in today's world there is so much meat eating, so much illicit sex, intoxication, gambling. So what happens is, when we are continuously, according to Ayurveda, if you are continuously lusty, if you are continuously disturbed and easily tempted, sugar cravings, this craving, that craving, enjoying basically anything, when that goes in an excess, that emotion, so after some time what happens, it becomes uncontrolled. And when the desire, in the Bhagavad Gita it says, when the desire goes beyond a certain point, there is so much involvement of the mind. So I'm explaining these things. So there is so much when the desire goes beyond a point, then the anger also explodes accordingly. So the Ayurveda states, yoga states, if one lives a life of mode of goodness, if one lives a life of controlled yoga and diet, controlled peaceful life, then he can reverse any disease. That is our point. And also it should be about balancing the vayu, balancing the airs. Diabetes means your lower parts are weak, your visceral parts are weak, your stomach muscles are weak. Why? Because of the emotion. Every time you get angry, frustrated, depressed, when you are not calm, every time you are doing that, you are weakening your stomach. You are weakening your stomach. You are weakening your stomach. Whenever some boss tells you, do this, and you like overly stress out, angry, stress out, reaction, every time you are weakening your muscles, you are weakening your muscles, you are weakening your muscles. Your organs are taking that emotion, they are taking that stress. Now, it is said, if one has excess eating, then there is an excess bloating pressure, there is air pressure, material pressure, And also one has, according to Ayurveda also, loss of semen, uncontrolled even in relationships. Even that causes diabetes, because then the strength of the body is gone. Too much emotion, too much sense gratification. So what that does is it puts you to a point, emotional point, where the body is already in a point of stress. Means your desire is so much, every moment you are eager just to finish that desire, you are never controlled or peaceful. So the answer to that is, whatever damage has been caused, to reverse it will take 10 times the effort more. But if you do it with right knowledge and intelligence, you can certainly reverse it and never even get it back. That is doing the impossible. But you can, according to yoga. Krishnamacharya says there is no disease that cannot be cured. So the emotion stress point we have talked about, diet. Now eating sugar itself doesn't cause diabetes. So diet, what causes in diabetes is basically is junk foods, the wrong foods. For example, in the Ayurveda it states, the food that nourishes the stomach, the food that nourishes the stomach is that which is cooked healthy, fresh, with ghee. With ghee. Ghee is that which builds the organs of the body. Now suppose you use canola oil, saf oil, this oil, that oil, vegetable oil, not so vegetable oil, whatever. These are all very damaging for your organs, because what happens is these oils are so low class, and these oils then surround your organs. If you put high quality lubrication, it's just like putting a low class oil into your car. If you put high quality engine oil, your car will run very well. But when you put low class oil, what happens? The parts burn out very fast. So the lower quality of food that you eat, the fried food, and foods that do not digest, for example, paneer. Paneer is one of the worst foods that you can eat. If you put salt in milk, so it is like milk, but you put salt, what happens? It becomes poison. So it's basically you're eating poison. It's good to enjoy the senses. Mm. Uh, so then, sorry, so just trying to get this.
Prabhuji, I have a small question.
Mhm.
Uh, what about coconut oil?
So the only oils that are permitted according to Ayurveda, tail oil means tilasya iti taila. The first is til oil and the second is coconut oil. That's all. According to Ayurveda. Ayurveda oil means til oil. For all cooking, one should use til oil. All the Ayurvedic medicinal oils are with til oil.
Till oil means what? What kind of oil?
Sesame
Sesame seeds. Okay, okay.
sesame oil.
Oh.
So these sesame seeds, uh, these sesame seeds are actually the best oils.
And why the paneer is not good, Prabhuji? Just because in almost every time they will use paneer and everything, no, Prabhuji. Just because in the I was doing something, so that's what you are telling. That's why immediately I was
The
asking.
thing is,
Sorry.
this was told by Srila Prabhupada himself to Radha Govind Maharaj. And he said that this is good to attract those who are eating meat because it tastes like that. You make paneer makhani, paneer this, paneer that. But milk with salt he said, is just sense gratification. It doesn't give you any energy value. Milk with sugar, like sandesh, like paneer, when converted into sandesh, is very good. But when paneer is put with salt, it becomes poison. That is one example. Paneer in sweet dishes is fine, correct. Paneer in sweet dishes is fine, but not. So the wrong usage. We fry a lot, especially those who are eating heavy meat, the red meat. The problem with that meat is there is so much carcinogens in that. They add so much chemical to keep it red. That is why people are getting colon cancer. And also diabetes is becoming very common because so much chemical is going into your stomach. It is surrounding all the organs and weakening them. So similarly, all the oil that you have, that is actually lubricating your bones and your organs. All the food that you eat is becoming, there are three purposes of food: ayushyam, tejam, arogyam. So ayushyam means increased duration of life. So if you eat the wrong food, then you get diabetes, this, that, all these things, Tejam means it increases your intelligence, and arogyam means it gives you strong body. So if we eat the right food, it increases your life. Right food, right time, right quantity. The next is lifestyle. So the diet is so important. So diet means, see, suppose this tea, coffee, they also attack your visceral organs, your stomach. It makes them acidic. The more your body is acidic, the faster your body degenerates. The faster your body degenerates. So the only way it can regenerate is in an alkaline environment, is in a sattvic environment. So basically diabetes, what is happening is a combination of stress, a combination of emotion, a combination of diet on top of it, which is like, now for example, these fizzy drinks, fizzy drinks. These fizzy drinks, they contain fructose in America, especially high, what do you call that? High fructose corn syrup. The body can digest glucose, but not fructose. So fructose you cannot digest. So that is why this fructose, it causes so much indigestion. That is why those who are big drinkers of fizzy drinks, because it, again, you eat foods which digest faster, your health is good. You take foods which digest slower. For example, these fizzy drinks, this carbon is basically you're shutting down the oxygen in the body. That's why people become intoxicated after drinking carbonated drinks. And then on top of it, they have big bellies also because of the gas pressure. And then you have this sugar in that. And once somebody said Prabhupada took it once, it is bona fide, this and that. No, it is not bona fide. It's actually very dangerous for your body. So how much quantity if you want to take paneer? I would say if you really want to eat that paneer thing, once in 15 days is fine. Is cream in savory dishes also poison? Cream in the sense, you mean so the, what do you call, the curd that you use. So those dishes are okay because curd is already, but then fresh curd, which is little sweet, it is good. Curd, which is little, curd means that dahi, which you make, the fresh dahi. It is said one should take it slightly sweeter, then it is very good. But when you add too much salt and other things, then it is not good. So the thing is, salt additive is mostly for vegetables. You know why salt is added? The salt is added, too much salt is a preservative. Salt is added in little quantities to vegetables because it gives out the real taste of that vegetable, little bit. When you put too much, salt is a preservative, it digests slowly in your belly. So if you add it in smaller quantities, the salt, then it gives out, because every vegetable contains salt and sugar. So it gives out a little bit of it gives out the real taste of that vegetable. So if we can um, control the amount of salt, because salt also leads to higher blood pressure, more salt. According to Ayurveda, when an item is just cooked so that the actual taste of that vegetable comes in. For example, when you make masalas, you cannot mix too many masalas, then it becomes garam masala, means all the tastes are gone. When you make the correct mix of too many, you should not mix too many vegetables, you should not mix too many spices. So you should add just enough so that the real taste of that vegetable comes out. So when the real vegetable comes out, the taste of that vegetable comes out, so then there is swadu, amla. Swadu means slightly sweet. So when a vegetable is slightly cooked just enough with just enough salt, then it becomes swadu, means its real slightly sweet taste is revealed. Sweet taste doesn't mean sweets. So that gives the maximum strength. Amla, second is amla. Third is lavana, salty food. So salt when it is just enough, because it's too much salt, then it becomes ushana, hot, or salty, too much salty, then it becomes slower to digest. Tikta, very hot. When you add too much chilies, then what happens? It burns your stomach lining, it burns your organs. And kashaya. Kashaya means, like, for example, when you have too much cough, to balance that, you drink that too much ginger and all the other herbs. So, but you don't take that all the time. That is to just remove that cough. So basically, when the salt is at a proper level, so anything, so for example, even when you make dahika, kada and all that, one should not put too much salt. So one should be minimum in that salt. What about tofu? Tofu is for animals, basically. What do you call that? The protein in that is to fatten the animals. If you understand the purpose, it is not good in the long run. I mean, tofu is only basically those who work like very hard labor. I found tofu very common in Indonesia. The farmers, they eat that in tempeh, but that is in the most cultured form, means the most fermented form, because they work very, very hard. So that is basically to fatten the animals. So if you do that, that is for good, hard working. It's not for, basically for humans, it is not very recommended, but then those who are eating meat, for them, that's like an alternative. And we find it easy to cook. You just fry it, it gives you some, put some masala, it's easy to taste. But in general, it should be avoided.
Sorry for the disturbance, Prabhuji, because when I went to my doctor, sugar doctor, and she told, she recommended you can eat little bit of tofu because you don't eat any kind of meat or anything. So she recommended tofu, but not every day, like once in a while she told that. Is it okay?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that, because the thing is, it's very addictive. Number one, I would say that
Because my iron levels also is very down. So I heard that in tofu, little bit of iron is there. That's what I was thinking.
little bit.
I
So
just
you can get more iron. See, in our book, Food for the Soul, we have lot of chia drinks. See, I am explaining all this because I had kind of diabetes, borderline diabetes, and I completely reversed it by diet and practice. And I can clearly say that you can get all the iron, everything by chia. Chia is a very good source of iron. When you soak and drink, you don't need tofu in general. But sometimes it's tasty once in a while, yes, okay. But in general, you all the proteins that you need, you can get with sprouts. You can get with the. See, we do not know, the best food to eat is actually sprouts for energy wise. Iron also you can get with sprout salad, sprouts, and then chia. This can give you everything. You do not need exactly that. Whole grain, so like the whole wheat. My wife would make you soak it overnight, and morning she would make like a upma kind of thing out of it, or even sprout it. She even made quinoa sprouts. So sprouts are the most energetic, and they have the very good iron. Sprouts and chia. So every morning what we do is we soak chia seeds overnight, and morning that's all we take. In Ayurveda, morning we have to take something liquidy, something light to digest. So if you do that, then all your answers, protein and iron, everything is there. So I hope that answers, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Prabhuji. So one more. Sorry, I'm disturbing you a lot of
No, no,
time.
no,
Sorry,
no
I'm
problem.
so sorry.
No, questions make it
So
interesting. Yeah.
because if I'm taking sprouts like pesalu, I mean, I don't know your Telugu, but I'm telling in Telugu. Chana, like sprouts, Prabhuji, that we soak in the water, and
Yeah,
if
yeah.
if I'm taking that, I'm getting bloated. My stomach is bloating and everything. There is any other alternate option without that? I mean, just I'm telling.
So what we do is, you don't take sprouts directly. So what we do is sprout dosa, or you can make out of sprouts. You have to saute it nicely in ghee. Then you won't get bloating. In our book, Food for the Soul, we have used coconut oil, but you can also actually saute it nicely in ghee with some veggies. And once it is sauteed, once it is pan fried little bit, then it becomes very good to digest. The problem with bloating is because you eat it raw, without sauteing it. If you saute it, cook it nicely, then it digests very nicely. Actually, you will feel much better. And
But if you saute, the vitamins will go away, no, Prabhuji?
no, 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 not with ghee.
Okay.
Prabhu, I have one question about ghee.
Mhm.
Which ghee in the market now is actually good? Because sometimes you don't know what they are mixing it with, you know.
Okay. So good question. So what ghee is good? So in general, in America, we all the ghee comes from butter. So it's best to make your own ghee. Number one, it's the same thing. Everybody gets the same store bought butter, and the slower you cook it, you get it. But in India, where I get it from one of my godbrothers. So they make this ghee, this healthy ghee. So they make it with uh, 30 liters of dahi curd makes 1 liter of ghee. So that is medicinal ghee. That is very, very, actually all Ayurvedic um, medicinal ghee, it comes from this curd. This is highly energetic, highly digestive. So in America, basically most ghees are almost the same. They are all made from butter. Don't the ones that come from India, they are doubtful. Don't use them. And they are actually, and from India, it's basically buffalo ghee also. Mostly from buffalo. Prabhupada said buffalo ghee is also okay, but uh, ghee in general, the slower you cook, it is better. There are some places where they mix some herbs with the ghee. In Walmart also I found it. That's okay. And certain sources, so mostly it is informal sources. So there are certain places in India where they ship you ghee. I know a few of them, and those, they are mostly Hare Krishna devotees. So, and there are some, those who protect the desi cows. So what you actually do is, you they make it with this 30 liters of dahi and make it 1 liter of that is considered the best ghee. And
And that
I have
30, sorry.
30 liters, and I have met. So I do this Chandrayana for reversing diseases. I do full moon to full moon. I do this, and I have met several of them who have taken that ghee and have reversed their cholesterol and stomach problems just by taking that ghee.
So, Prabhuji, can you provide that for us, like, so we can take it from you if there is any shipment for us,
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, yeah.
That
I'm actually because of this lockdown, it got delayed. So next week I'm getting a shipment. So next
do
week.
you, can you mention the cost, Prabhuji? Just sorry if
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
telling wrong.
yeah, okay. Depends on the transport, because now he's just shipping it. So once the transport, nowadays it's going up, they're saying. Because
Yes,
once,
Prabhuji, I know.
once that comes,
I'm using organic valley cultured ghee that the butter sticks from the sprouts and whole foods, whatever comes in. I'm using that one, Prabhuji.
that is quality wise, it's good. It's okay. Some of them, but here remember, everything comes from butter. You can make your own if you use a slow cooker.
I have done it, Prabhuji. It's failed, Prabhuji.
It's
It
fake.
didn't come work.
So
Prabhuji, did you mean that ghee which is made from yogurt is better over the one which is made from butter?
yes.
And Prabhu, I had a question. The 30 liters of yogurt, curd, it's from what milk does it come from?
So it is the basically the desi cows with the hum.
Uh-huh.
A2
Oh, okay,
milk.
okay.
A2 milk.
Yeah. Wow.
A2
Okay.
milk actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would also be interested to purchase that ghee.
Yeah, yeah. That ghee is very, very powerful. It has helped a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I have all your emails. So once it comes, I'll update you. And the last, so anyway, diet, there is so much to discuss. We can discuss hours. So I will talk about the healing diet. Then, we can talk in much more detail. And I don't know how much time all of you have. The more you can stick around, that is better. So the next is lifestyle. So lifestyle is also so important. Is so important, lifestyle, because one of the things that triggers acidity in the body is sleep, is lack of proper sleep. So your sleep depends on the guna. If you are in sattva guna, you need less sleep. If you are practicing yoga, you are in sattva guna, you are eating food properly, then you need less sleep. If you tire yourself to the bottom to the top, if you eat too much, then you need more sleep. And if you are taking intoxicants, you have a very stressed out, completely frustrated, emotional person, then you need more sleep. So if you do not sleep enough according to your condition, then that causes a problem. So lifestyle, basically eating wrong things. One of the things that I found which causes problem is snacking in between meals. So many people just snack. The worst part is people snack on these potato chips, and many of Indian body devotees, most of us, we snack on this Haldiram and all this. I'm not against them, but most of them are fried in palm oil. Palm oil is nothing but diesel. It is just diesel. It just burns your stomach. And on top of it, they put pesticides in that so that they don't get worms. It is so dangerous to eat them. And they are just packed with so many, what do you call it, preservatives. Then there are foods which are ready to go. Ready to go. What do you mean ready to go? Means they have pre-cooked it. Just boil it like 2 minutes, it's done. So that is like pre-cooked food. So pre-cooked food means with preservatives, they keep it so many days. You just boil it, eat it, just like this Maggie, 2 minutes. What do you mean? It's already cooked. And they put so much chemicals so that it stays that way. Can you imagine eating all those chemicals and stay that in your stomach? So basically, our lifestyle, just eating. So instead of drinking a lot of water or chia seed water and healing yourself, we are taking all these heavy foods, this white flour a lot, means all these fried items, that you get. And remember, anyone who is making this packed food, they are using the lowest quality ingredients. They don't care about your health. They want maximum profit. And for maximum profit, they don't mind using the lowest possible ingredient. In fact, one of my friends told me, he works for SAP. He said it's a multi-million dollar that company that contacted him. They are into reusable grease. You know reusable grease? So many companies that manufacture this packed fried food, they were buying reusable, they were buying these grease from all restaurants and here, there, and all the other places, and they were reusing that for manufacturing this packed food. Can you imagine? What you are getting is fried of the fried, and that too palm oil, reused. So it is so processed and it has so much taste added to it. For example, even these juices in America, I never knew this, that these juices are boiled. They say pasteurized. Why do you need to boil juice? That is the way of preserving it. So they pasteurize this juice, and when they have to sell it to you, they pasteurize it, freeze it, and then they add the flavor, and then they give it back to you. When you pasteurize, when you boil fruit water, what happens? Nothing remains in that. So all these fruit juices are basically only those which are cold pressed. Most of them are, that's why they say cold pressed, because most of them are just boiled out. They are finished, just like this milk. It's homogenized, means finished. So this lifestyle, basically sleep, emotion, diet, lifestyle. You can see a combination there. It's a whole thing. It can destroy you. So that's what is one of the biggest cause of diabetes. Diabetes is sometimes irreversible change. So basically, if we control our emotions, but for a diabetic, he has to come to the mode of goodness. So then you have to have a proper controlled diet, proper control. And that's what we are here to discuss today. First is the scary part, what causes it? And then we will now discuss the healing part. Okay, where is this? So the first thing is, when we try to heal this, so we begin with intention. So we have to begin with proper intention. So what is the intention? So I want to change my lifestyle. Sometimes changes are very difficult to achieve. It's very difficult to achieve a certain change. So the intention should be very strong. The desire should be very strong. My intention should not be that once I get better, then I go back to sense gratification. I go back to, eating all the whatever I'm eating. I may be eating meat or I may be eating fried. No, we want to change our habits for good. So if you look at it spiritually, certain diseases or difficulties come to you so that you can raise your spiritual standard, so that you can raise your moral standard, human standard to a higher platform. So the intention should be, I want to go to a higher platform with this. Because remember, this is a degeneration of the mind. So I want, it has somewhere, some samskara, some karma has caused the degeneration. I need to change that. I need to become more open-hearted, more calm. That is why it is said, Krishnamacharya says, any disease can be overcome by a combination of yoga and diet. And he gives a series of practices actually for overcoming diabetes. And people overcame through yoga. It was not a permanent death disease, but nowadays people have lost that knowledge. And that's what was my intention, to bring back this knowledge. So intention, once you set it right, I am making a proper change. I am ready to go through this difficulty. So just like you are in a prison sentence, basically. It's a prison sentence, and you have to make like a modification in your mind. How am I going to adjust to this and get the best out of myself? And that's what we are doing here with proper intention. Then of course the diet, like we discussed, we should eat things which Ayurveda and yoga say the same thing. Eat that which digests faster. Some lady took a picture of a McDonald's burger, and the day she kept it there. I think someplace that burger is still there. Someplace she kept it like for a month. It doesn't degenerate at all. It has so much preservative. So if we are used to all these ready-made foods, ready to cook foods, which is already pre-cooked, preserved, all this, then that will not help. You have to switch to juices, something fresh, a diet which is fresh. Asana, without practice of yoga, it's very tough. There is one Ayurvedic medicine though in India, which many people take in India and here also. That medicine kind of controls, but it is effective as long as your diet is good. Ayurveda acts little slowly. Yoga can act really strong, provided your practice is good. But as long as your diet is okay, that medicine will work. So diet is very critical to control in diabetes. Asana, pranayama. Now, Apanavayu. So Apanavayu disease is basically because of the problem in the lower visceral organs. So that is the deep emotional distress. So that person, this life or last life, created that. So that needs to be cleared. And I went through the same, and I realized what was causing it, went to the root cause, and then with the proper asana and pranayama, it can really, really reverse. So pranayama is streamlining the flow of prana, the energy within the body. So for that, you have to have good asana practice. And when the prana is streamlined, it's like exercising your organs in the stomach. So all these organs are squeezed nicely, including the pancreas. And when the prana energy is given, just like there was a movie called Heal, and this man was on the wheelchair. It's on Amazon Prime or something. You can watch it, where people have reversed diabetes and this and that, so many things that are there. And if you find it in that that man had a degenerated back due to some accident or something. 3 hours a day he meditated on that back. And suddenly on the 1 month or 2 months later, he heard a click. Everybody had said he couldn't walk. He could walk. He could stand up and walk. So if we meditate on something very intently, there is nothing that we cannot achieve. Just like a caterpillar becomes a butterfly by meditating on the butterfly. So it's basically your lifestyle and your intention, your meditation. I am healing. I want to heal. I want to sincerely heal. And you give up all your previous personality, anger, frustration, bad eating, bad health, bad things that caused all this. You give it up and you become a fresh person. You really get into it. You can really change yourself. Really amazing changes you can observe. If you really control your diet, I did the 30-day chia seed water fast, completely changed my life. I'm not saying that everybody should do that, but you can do for a few days, even if you do. And along with that, when you practice asana pranayama, there's nothing like it. So that is the focus of yoga. So intention and faith. So faith, we should have complete faith in our heart that doctors will tell you that this is irreversible, it cannot be reversed, and this and that. But if we make up, and this is called as Shuchi Vrata. So there is a difference between Ashuchi Vrata and Shuchi Vrata. Just like I was once speaking to my mom, and I had just become a Hare Krishna devotee, and she was scared. What will happen to him? Will he become a monk or this or that? And she called me and said, I don't want, I called her and I told, I don't want to live there because people eat meat. So she said, no, no, your cousins are also giving up meat. So then I realized my cousins had some health issue, some jaundice or something. So they gave up meat. Once the jaundice was over, they started eating meat again. So it is not that once something gets better or something changes, then we go back to that. No, we want to change. So if we really want to change, so then we have to give up habits for good. Certain things are done for this life. So once you get a diabetes, that means it's a sign. You're done with this. You're done with eating ice creams, this, that. But we have to be in a mode of goodness. We have to always, even if we reverse it completely, even if we control it completely, even then the diet control should be there. The mind control should be there. So our desire is to live a more fulfilling life when you overcome something, to achieve, to catapult you to a higher level of the mind. So then the diet should be proper vegetables. So what are the proper vegetables? Green vegetables, barley soups. This is one of the best to control diabetes. Barley soup, lot of barley. That is the first grain that is mentioned in the yoga books. Yava or barley, that is also used in yagya. So barley, eat a lot of barley. Take more foods in the format of soups rather than eating dry, fried, like fried is dry. One should not eat dry foods. One should eat more foods which are soupy, juicy, more juices, more water. One should keep oneself very, very hydrated. So, so if one eats foods, vegetables that are not dry, that are not with added sugars, because everything comes with its own sugar. Not too much salt, not too much sugar. So they should be rightly balanced spice. Even with no spice is fine, but not with too much spice. So the vegetables to avoid are potatoes. For example, potatoes, sweet potatoes, they are all not good. One should avoid these potatoes and stuff. Tomatoes, please avoid tomatoes completely, because tomato skin doesn't digest. When I did the first time, when I did the vomiting, what do you call the bhauti kriya, when I did the vomiting, the first thing that came out is actually tomato skin. I was like, my professor told me, you Hare Krishnas have a very bad habit of eating too much tomatoes. So tomatoes are not good for digestion.
Prabhuji, sorry for interruption. So you told the tomatoes should avoid. So if you're using rajma, chole, or that things, no Prabhuji. So that time we need tomatoes, no Prabhuji. So without tomatoes, there is anything is there with if you want to use that kind of particular thing. Means if you're using rajma and chole without tomato, what is other substitute? Can you tell me?
So basically, we can use hing to get us. It may not be similar taste, but kind of, because they are both rajasic taste. Purple sweet potatoes is a special thing. Okay, is a rarely, but not on regular use. Purple sweet potatoes are okay, but I would say that in general, tomatoes are slow to digest. Okay, they are thamsic in nature. And tomato skin, actually, I heard in early Italian cooking where they use a lot of tomatoes, the way they use tomatoes is they first remove the skin, okay, and then they remove the seeds from the center, and then the meat of the tomato, the whatever is left, that's what they use. So to remove the skin, to remove the seeds, because tomato seeds and skin are what, tomato seed can also cause, what do you call that, appendicitis. Tomato seeds can also cause appendicitis in the long run.
So if we remove the skin and the seeds, it's still acceptable?
In earlier Italian cooking, that's how they used to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they used to use it. So only the meat. But
Okay.
then you have to be very careful, because the skin is very, very bad, tomato skin in general. And it's like plastic, it doesn't digest. And the seed, the similar thing. But in general, for if you really want to control, limit the use of tomatoes. If you really want to control potatoes, tomatoes, and brinjal, what do you call that? Eggplant. Eggplant is not at all good. So we should avoid eggplant. Among fruits, diabetics should avoid mango, banana, because they are very high sugar. That can shoot up sugar levels like anything. So if you are on borderline or something, avoid mangoes, bananas, even pineapples to a certain degree. I heard jackfruit is good. Jackfruit is okay, but I don't know how many places you get jackfruit. But definitely no mango or banana. So I'm just trying to figure out here. Any other questions? No, you can.
So,
There is so much to it. What about salad, to eat uncooked vegetables? So I'll just answer that. Basically, you have to eat cooked food according to Ayurveda. Agni samskara is necessary. But raw foods, what happens? They are called ruksha, dry. Especially for diabetics, the body is dry. The body becomes dry. So on top of it, if you add too much salads, without sauteing it, or without adding a good dressing, or without cooking it even a little bit, that is again a dry food. So ruksha, it is called dry. So avoid too much raw. Even sprouts should never be taken raw. They should be sauteed. So when you do the sauteing, when you cook it nicely, then it is Agni samskara. So basically what happens is, there is Agni in the belly. When you cook it nicely and you eat it, the Agni, you are activating the Agni within that. And when you eat it, it digests very, very nicely. Avoid rice in general. According to Ayurveda, the best rice is the red rice. So that is why quinoa today, eat a lot of millets. So that is quinoa, jowar, bajri. So avoid white rice and wheat in general.
even quinoa also, Prabhuji?
Quinoa is good.
Okay.
Now I'm saying quinoa, jowar, bajri is good.
Quinoa, bajri. Bajri means in
Bajri,
English.
in English, I don't know. It's bajri. I'm not able to remember. But you can anyway Google it. Let me Google it.
Jawari
Sorry.
sorghum. Jawari sorghum, I guess.
What is sorghum?
Bajra, I don't know.
బాజ్రీ జొన్నలు in Telugu అండి.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Andy. Chal, thank you.
Okay, bajri in English is pearl millet.
So millets are all kind of good, Prabhuji.
Millets, yeah, millets in general. See, in India, millets in India, in India, rice and wheat was not the culture. People used to eat millets, fresh fruits, sprouts. This was the culture. Fresh vegetables, fresh fruits. But what happened is, because in the 70s, all the agriculture, everything changed. Then fertilizers came. Then it became monocropping. So then rice became same. In India, there were 5,000 varieties of rice. 5,000 varieties of rice. Today it's only like 50 or 100, whatever. And red rice, according to Ayurveda, is the healthiest and the best rice.
So here we get it, Prabhuji, red rice.
Yeah, the raw red rice. I get it on Amazon, the Lundberg.
What is the name? Lend.
Lundberg. I will just.
L-
Okay, they
Can you
don't.
spell it?
Lundberg. I'm just typed it in
Lundberg.
chat. So
Okay.
you get red organic rice,
Mm.
or you get sprouted rice. So you get different, Lundberg, or different brands are there. But that was just a popular brand, sprouted red rice. So red rice is good, wild rice is good. White rice in general is the lowest quality rice, and when you actually mm, the rice, what happens is it is called polished rice. Just like today's milk, where they remove all the fat, the polished rice is also like that. They remove all the rice bran and they sell it to you as rice bran protein and this and that. Brown rice. So brown rice is not good. Brown rice is, again, it's not like human protein. Red rice is the best. Brown rice, once Srila Prabhupada was asked, what about brown rice? So Prabhupada said, brown rice is not for, it's again a body thickening, agent. So although it's very palatable and looks nice, but in general, especially for diabetics, that is not recommended. So we should take red rice is the best. Red rice, wild rice, basmati rice also is okay.
Okay.
But rice we have to minimize. We have to take more quinoa,
Okay.
more quinoa, jowar, bajri, pearl millet, bajri. So
Ragi, Prabhuji?
ragi also. Ragi is also good. Ragi is easy to digest. In Karnataka, where I come from, South India, people make ragi roti, ragi mudde. The chapati and everything is made out of ragi. The problem with the white wheat flour that we get today is ragi should be, the wheat flour should be fresh, but unfortunately they it is so much processed and they add so much white flour into it. It is the fine. It should not be so fine. It should be a little thicker, the wheat. So, but they add so much of white flour, then all the essence is gone. When the flour you keep for months together, its energy goes away. So it should be more or less fresh. I remember when I was a young boy, we used to go to the mill. We used to take fresh wheat and go to the mill, and they used to mill it fresh. And that fresh we used to use for like 1 week max. Now we keep it for months. So, but that's not the case with jowar and bajri. They still have there. So wheat is, again, there is a lot of chemicals used in today's wheat. That is why people have gluten allergy, because of the chemicals that are used in the wheat, So avoid fizzy drinks, avoid too much bananas, mangoes, avoid fried. Somehow I have seen that whenever we go any restaurant or this or that, because this food is pre-cooked, that is bad for diabetics. Because it's already pre-cooked, all they do is just put things together and heat it up. So pre-cooked food is not good. If you want to really heal and reverse, then you have to maintain a fresh diet.
So, Prabhuji, in case if you're going any outside, something, just I'm asking you, in case if you're going any outside, if you're going to any restaurant, so we can eat idli, dosa, pesarattu kind of things. Is it okay?
Again, they use, that is, instead of that, use soups, and they add a lot of low quality rice and all that. So in our book, Food for the Soul, we have cucumber idli, cucumber dosa. So cucumber idli is, you add that rava and that cucumber, like that. So as much as possible, we should try avoid eating outside. Eating outside. So even if you go, try to take more soups rather than these kind of foods there. One, they use the cheapest quality of oil.
Yeah. I know, Prabhuji, but sometimes we cannot get it all the things in the, no, Prabhuji.
Even
So
idlis,
that,
they are many days old. So in that case, like I would say something with rava dosa or something instead of the rice dosa. Just
Okay.
yeah, something like
Just because I need a suggestion for it, because in case if you are going, I mean, if you're going any distance place, very faring place, and if you're taking the car and you're traveling it, in meanwhile, if you get any kind of restaurant or anything, just I'm so what if I want to order it, I mean, I don't want to eat onion garlic, but just I'm telling that if what kind of foods we if we ask it, that is my question.
see, if we understand the principles here, so eat something more liquidy, so dal, something like that. Or
But dal in dal, they will add tamarind, tomato, and all that things for Prabhuji.
no, I'm just giving an example that you have to
Okay.
check with them specifically what they do. So eat more liquid foods, number one. Soups, check if there are soups available. Go for soups. Just soups are simple. Or even if there is some vegetable sabji or something available, stick to sabjis. Then you go
Okay.
into grains.
Mhm.
Hmm. See, the thing is, we are only harming ourselves. So the more you stick to vegetables, then the sugar levels are low. The more you get into rice, idli, and all that, the sugar levels are high.
I
So
mean, they will serve only two idlis in the plate. They will serve only two idlis.
okay, now we are getting very detailed into idli. So,
Sorry, Prabhuji,
no,
because
no.
I have
So
lot of things, Prabhuji.
what I'm saying is the easiest preference is soups, liquids. Okay. The next is vegetables. If that is also not available, then we go for this, and this we try to minimize, right? The rice and
Okay,
other
sure.
things. Yeah. Idli also is okay, but try to minimize the quantity. The point is the diabetics should have control over their quantity.
Okay.
So same thing when you take in lesser quantity, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Okay.
vary so much. And provided you also have a good yoga practice,
Okay.
so it should be good. I once asked my yoga teacher, my mentor, and I asked him, yogis can eat anything, right? He said, no, 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 no. He said, once you are yogic, once you are in the mode of goodness, then you have to eat the most controlled food to get the maximum benefits. So eating controlled, eating proper is a very, very important part of yoga. Hmm? And also, one should also fast, but diabetics cannot do dry fasting. So we should do fasting with like chia water, lemonades. So lemonades are good, but without sugar. You can add maple syrup. That's what we do in the book Food for the Soul. So we add maple syrup. So maple syrup is not so heavy and not so sugar also, not so much calorie. And more you take lemonades, lemonades are good. Honey is again heavy in sugar. It's laden with sugar. The only honey that can be used for medicinal purpose is manuka honey. But honey in general should be avoided. Hmm. So if we stick to this kind of diet, vegetable fasting, and we have to practice very nicely. So when you eat half stomach. So how do you know half stomach? The first dakar that you get, the first burp that you get, heavy burp, that's it. That's your capacity. So after watching yourself for a few days, you take only that much, eat only that much. That gives you the first big burp. Then you are done. If you eat more than that, that is overeating.
Prabhuji, active give is okay?
What is that?
Active give. I will show you 1 minute, Prabhuji. You carry on. I'll bring that.
Okay, so the next is asanas, which are beneficial. So we'll get into the yoga part. So if you get into the yoga part, we will find here that the asanas that are important for Surya Namaskara. So Surya Namaskara, if you do, your waist becomes strong. So what I practice is a particular type of Surya Namaskar. Just that technique changed my entire fat around the waist and digestion, because you need to strengthen your waist and lower abdominal muscles. That one Surya Namaskar can make a big change. Then comes Vajrasana. So Vajrasana, so after every food, after every meal, a yogi or one who has diabetes, he should sit in Vajrasana. So if you sit in Vajrasana, uh, the Vajrasana actually settles the food, helps you flow the food, helps you digest the food. So that is Vajrasana. So Vajrasana is very, very good.
Prabhuji, this one, Prabhuji, if you ask this one.
Wait. Let me. Wait a second.
Anuradha Nunna. If you go to Anuradha Nunna, you can see Prabhuji.
Oh, okay.
It's agave syrup.
Agave syrup. Oh, okay. No, that is also, see, that also has high sugar. That also has kind of sugar. See, although it is not so much as they say, but still maple is much better than that. That is what my research and all the findings show. Maple is much better than that. So this is okay, better than sugar, but maple is better than that. Okay, does that answer? So then we,
Sure, Prabhuji.
yeah, so then we go into Vajrasana. So Vajrasana is the most important asana, because after every meal you should sit in Vajrasana. Before you sleep at night you should sit in Vajrasana. So if you make it a habit to sit in Vajrasana, your waistline is stronger. See, even Muslims, when they sit in namaz, they sit in Vajrasana. And you find their legs are stronger, because sitting in Vajrasana strengthens your legs. Even in Indian style toilets, people used to sit, not like this kumbod where you kind of relax like on a sofa, but used to sit and squeeze their abdomen. So when you sit in Vajrasana, you are actually squeezing the lower parts, and it's very important. The muscles, the weak muscles, because in what do you call it? Diabetes, all the muscles become weak, especially the lower ones. So if you do not exercise properly, then the reversing doesn't take place. First, you have to strengthen the bones with Surya Namaskar. So when I do this course, so when I teach, I strengthen first the bones with Surya Namaskar. And then I do the Vajrasana. And then the Vajrasana is important. And then another important asana, the next is Paschimottanasana. So Paschimottanasana is the holding the toes, sitting and holding your toes and bending forward. So that is when your hamstrings are strong. So when you do Surya Namaskar, your hamstrings and your back become very, very strong. The longest muscle in your body is the hamstrings. So if you strengthen the hamstrings, and the back, then it's really amazing. So then you can do the Paschimottanasana. Krishnamacharya also insisted on inverted poses because diabetes is a apana vayu problem. So Sarvangasana, Viparita Karani Mudra, Shirshasana, so these are all very, very good. So these are all Sarvangasana, Shirshasana, the reversing asanas, they balance the apana vayu. So the more you can balance the apana vayu, then your diabetes, it's actually another pressure problem, because then the muscles get stronger, the air flows properly, your organ gets healthier, your pranavayu is stronger. Now your air is all vitiated. Vitiated means disturbed. So the more you get angry, depressed, frustrated, you are getting vitiated. The airs are getting disturbed. So the more you come to the mode of goodness, the more with these asanas, every time you have a bad mood, there is a disturbance in the air. So try to avoid getting into bad mood. You have to be always in a peaceful, energetic, healthy, happy mood. So when you do that over a period of time, then you get very wonderful results. So the inverted poses are very, very important. You have to hold the inverted poses longer. Because
Babuji, which are the inverted poses?
Yeah, even sir. Yeah, same question.
Sarvangasana, Shirshasana, and Viparita Karani Mudra. So I've given below there the inverted poses. Shirshasana. Sarvanga.
Prabhuji, if you have this kind of pictures, can you post us this all this? I mean, especially inverted poses and the sarvangas. I don't know that two things. So if
Yeah,
we have that pictures, if you can post it into the group, so that will be great. I'm thinking
yeah,
we
yeah,
can do in ourselves.
yeah,
Thank you. Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So
Prabhuji, what if we cannot do this Shirshasana, Sarvangasana due to neck related problems, or people who are little old, they can't do that?
anybody can do to a certain degree. They can do. So the thing is here, that is why you always need a teacher. So there is no problem that you cannot overcome. There are people who have had severe accidents. Actually, they should watch. There is a yoga inspirational video. I'll try to find it and post it in the group, where an army man, he had his complete back broken because he was a parachute jumper. He was completely paralyzed almost. The doctor said he cannot walk normally again. He shows such a video where he keeps falling down, falling down, falling down, and then he practices yoga so nicely. The last scene, he starts running. He's completely fit. So it's all about inspiration. So yoga is all about enthusiasm and inspiration. To a certain degree that you can do, 50% is your effort, 50% is God's blessing. So then it has to match. So Krishna has given us such wonderful practice. So to the degree we can do, so that is why either you find a powerful medicine that works, or we have to do diet control and asanas. So so that is why a yoga teacher is supposed to analyze the condition of the patient and then give the asanas accordingly, and give the accordingly what he should give. Then the two pranayamas recommended are Ujjayi and Anulom Vilom. So in Ujjayi, you breathe deeply with the throat. So normal breathing, you are actually doing extended, deeper breathing. So that is Ujjayi. And second is Anulom Vilom. So Anulom Vilom is alternate nostril breathing. You breathe from the left, close the left, exhale from the right, then inhale from the right, close, exhale from the left. So basically these two breathings, when you do with the asanas, after the asanas, they bring about a calmness in your organs. So that we are trying to reverse the emotional stress, distress, then the diet. You have eliminated almost 90% of the things that aggravate. So first thing is mitigation. So from the aggravation, you get into mitigation if you already have diabetes. And then next is the lifestyle. No stress, don't take too much stress, don't take too much phone, this, that, all these things. When you do it over a period of time, you will find amazing changes within you, amazing changes within you. What about Kapalabhati? Kapalabhati I wouldn't recommend in the beginning. Until and unless you do asanas nicely, there is only mild version of Kapalabhati, like that, like soft in the stomach. Those who did that, Ramdev's heavy, some of them got a tear in the stomach also. So one should do soft. So in the beginning, asanas is recommended. So one has to strengthen before you do any kind of heavy breathing. First practice the Ujjayi breathing. Deep, calming Ujjayi breathing along with the asanas. Then you will find wonderful results. So the deep breathing along with proper Surya Namaskar, the proper bend. So all my classes that I do, I focus on the proper bend. That makes such a big difference. Strengthening your backbone. So do that.
Prabhuji, I had two questions. One is you said adding cucumber to idli and all. So I was thinking like cucumber makes me gassy, especially the raw ones. When cooked, it's still better, but I don't know why. Is it a special depends on body type?
Yeah, it depends on body type. So those who have vata can get gas very easily. So it's not that we have to have cucumber. That is an option. We can have carrots and other things also we can replace instead of cucumber. But some veggies with the idli, cook it faster and they are more easier to digest.
So Prabhuji, how do we know if your body is Vata Pitta? How do you know how to
So there
recognize?
is a questionnaire. Basically, the characteristics are given. If you are very, very hungry, if you are too mobile, if you are able to sit in one place nicely, peacefully, if your body is a little muscular, little stout, then it is kapha. Pitta is they are a little hot all the time, temperature also. They are hungry, very high level of hunger, intolerable hunger, prone to acidity and everything. That is all pitta. Then rest of it, those who are very mobile, little weak, they are all vata. So in general, most people are vata today. They have changed their prakriti to vata because when you drive too much, when you run around too much, when your mind is too much into gadgets, then the vata is means the flow of air, the flow. Your vata is aggravated. So in general, people have gas, this, that, vata is aggravated. Kapha pitta cannot cause a problem until vata is aggravated. So basically, anybody who has any issue, vata is already aggravated. Along with that, you have to see whether it is acidic, whether it is or whether it's due to cough. Then you can check whether it is kapha or pitta along with vata. So vata is anyway vitiated. So if you have diabetes or if you are on the borderline of diabetes, means vata is already aggravated. So for vata,
I'm already type 2 diabetes, Prabhuji, since 10 years or 12 years. So sometimes I'm get very high acidity problem. Sometimes very gassy like that. It will be there, Prabhuji.
so that is why we drink these lemonades. So I don't know if you have our book Food for the Soul. So in this,
Prabhuji, if I'm drinking lemon or anything at the one, and when I'm sleeping in the night times, my lungs and it inner portion it's getting kind of burning sensation.
so it's not because of lemon as such. In general, what happens is they if you are taking medicine, they have side effects also.
I'm taking insulin, Prabhuji.
Oh, see, they also have side effects. There is some side effects and other things. Insulin, of course, is a little more natural, but even general diabetes in itself, it causes a lot of acidity. It is already acidic problem. So basically, if you practice these properly, you can actually come from insulin to tablets. If you sincerely practice over a period of 6 months, you can come from tablets to just diet. So if there are people whom I know, and I myself, I don't take anything, it's just asana, pranayam, and diet. So if you follow this very, very nicely, very, very rigorously, then you can definitely reverse it. Otherwise, too much dependence on all these others. So the problem with taking insulin is then you have to eat according to that also. So you never know what is the exact problem. So you need to have an overall. So diabetes is not just about one thing. It's going to affect your entire body, your entire life. So you need to have an overhaul at that point. It can be done. It takes a little training. Once you are trained, you can do. That is the main thing. So I seriously started, my yoga was down when I got it. So I got back to my practice, got back to the diet, fasting on proper days, keeping myself calm. That is very, very important. Very, very calm, not getting upset even. So when you get upset, that's when you lose everything. When you when you keeping yourself calm, do the right breathing. Breathing is a lot of effect on the mind. When you will see a big difference in you. But that takes a little bit of training. So that's what I'm here to explain. You will find a lot of difference, in that. So then we also do Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, means your lower organs, your lower abdomen and the perineum muscles, they should nicely squeeze Bandha. So when you practice asanas, so if you actually do proper bandhas, so you have to strengthen a little bit. So first we do some strengthening exercises. So for my patients whom I am treating who are having diabetes, so what I do is I do first strengthening, then I do Surya Namaskar, and along with that I give the diet plan, in that way. And then we incorporate all of this. Nothing like being self-empowered, you know. And then finally we do healing meditation. Now remember the example. If you want, you can watch on Amazon Prime or in Netflix. You will find the movie Heal. People, just by calming down, they have reversed. Even you should watch that movie to get inspired. Even if you see, people have healed themselves even from most difficult situations. But they understood that at one point you have to give up, you have to detach and completely focus within. You have to detach and completely focus within. So when you completely focus within, when you do the meditation, all the external factors of stress are eliminated. All the things that have stressed you out. And then you are able to throw out the negative emotions, and gradually you can focus, you can meditate on actually activating the pancreas with a very deep meditative process. The asanas, pranayama, and then you come to meditation. And it responds. Your organs in the body, they respond. Just like when you blow nice music, when you milk a cow. There was an example. One lady went with a flute and to the cow, and where she played the flute, the cow was giving nice milk without even milking. So the music, meditation, peacefulness, this has such a big effect, amazing effect. But that works only if you have the previous things ready. You have the right diet. Of course, say Mataji says you do not eat cucumber. Okay, what is the alternative? You fix up your diet, you stick to that. Second, you fix up your exercise. I have to do no matter what. Just like yesterday, I started 4 a.m. in the morning because I do cleansing. So there was actually one diabetic patient. So I was doing cleansing for him. So we cleansed the whole body. Then we did asana. Then I had 2-3 sessions of astrology course, yoga course, this, that. And at night, all the way till night. So I had a batch from India. So by the time I finished, I was at 11 o'clock at night. But although I was tired, once I practiced my yoga, I felt even fresher. There is an easy, oh, I have to sleep because I had to wake up again at 4:30 today. So it was already 11:30. But the 20 minutes that you invest, if you make it rigorous, no matter what, I will practice. So if you do that, you might not see results within few days, but over a period of time, your body begins to change. Your body begins to change. So there is a certain, so this is a whole change. When you eat well, when you sleep well, when you focus, at one point you have to just give up, detach from all that stress levels. Especially diabetics, you have to give up, because what happens is it again vitiates the air. The more stress you take, the more you are angry, the more you are disturbed, the more there is disturbance in the body. The air gets vitiated. So when air becomes calm, when you are having peaceful thoughts, when you are having calm thoughts, it's very, very important. So that's how we generally practice this. And if we religiously and sincerely do these practices, you will definitely find a lot of. I'll just share a quick that my wife made. So what we should take, mostly you should focus on fruits, things that are faster to digest, more soups and everything, you know. So she made this one. So basically if you focus on more fruits, more and avoid those that need, so that is called patya and apatya. So patya and apatya means those which to avoid, those which to take. So bitter melon, gourds, cluster fig tree, Indian fig, arugula, kale, dandelions, beet greens, these are all very good for diabetics. Bitter gourd is the best, Karela. So the more you take Karela, the more you take green leafy vegetables, green vegetables, gourds, they are all very good. Gourds are very good. So gourds are good in that way. This is called bitter gourd, but even the bottle gourd, snake gourd, they are all good. Focus a lot on soups, pumpkin soup, Uh, then you can also have bottle gourd soup and all these different soups. And when you do all these different soups, then these soups, they digest faster because they are like kind of fresh, pre-cooked, not the store-bought soups. Now we make all this chia water in general. So my wife is very focused on making this chia water lemonades. So from our book Food for the Soul, this is one picture. So chia water has all the iron. Chia water cleanse your kidneys. So you soak this chia water at night. Morning you add lemon, little bit of maple syrup, and then you can blend a fruit into it. So when you do that, it cleanses your kidneys, cleanses your liver. If you do a fast, gradual fast, so I also do a program called Chandrayana, so where you start on the full moon, gradually reduce your food. There is a movie in YouTube you can watch which is called as Science of Fasting. If you fast more than 5 days, like on juices or something, it reverses all the fat in your liver. So when all the fat in your liver is reversed, that is, your digestion is now improved like anything. So controlled diet over a period of time. So if you make a proper diet plan of juicing focused, you can control it. And then to maintain that, you need asana, pranayama. So, but once you know it, you can do it easily. So every morning, basically, I advise instead of eating heavy, according to Ayurveda, one should juice. So you take these chia seed juices, water, aloe vera, all these things, juices, green juice, if you like vegetable juices. Then you take good lunch, and night, basically the thing that aggravates sugar is eating at night. So if you eat soup, if you take soup or just veggies, so night is the time it really aggravates because your body cannot digest anymore at night. So lunch should be good. And those who are not doing yoga, they should do walking. Ayurveda.
Prabhuji, what about avocados?
Avocados are very good. They are not very sugary.
So can we take night time that avocado is good or morning times are good avocados?
Avocado, both times are good. Avocado is all-rounder. So avocado is an all-rounder. You can take avocados anytime. It's good.
Prabhuji, how about this fenugreek seeds? We soak
sprouts. Yeah. So in our book, if you find, we have these sprouts. So we make sauteed sprouts and everything. In that fenugreek balls, there is one dish called fenugreek balls. So fenugreek balls are very, very good.
and how about the dried fix? Like here is what, like a dried one? Is it like they add preservatives?
So you never take anything dry. So we soak it overnight.
Okay. No. I've like a dried fix. In India we get a fix, right? Indian fix. In Costco we get dried fix.
So you have to soak it overnight.
Oh, God. Okay. Fix also we have to soak it and eat it in the morning.
Yeah. So you have to soak it overnight. So
got it, Prabhu. Thank you.
So you have to soak it overnight and eat it juicy in the morning. So same way you should eat some almonds also, walnuts. So some nuts in the morning, and these chia seed juices are very good. You get iron also. It detoxes or you can drink ginger tea, no sugar. Ginger, cinnamon tea. Cinnamon is very good. So morning, even if you boil in the water, if you boil cinnamon and drink, cinnamon is very good actually. So to control the diabetes. Yeah. So cinnamon, you can add a little bit of lemon if you want in that tea. So this is all in our book. So we worked a lot on these teas, and we found that chamomile, it is also reduces your acidity. Now chamomile is not that dip tea. Chamomile flowers, you get dry flowers. You can make tea with that. That is also very, very good. Okay, so any other questions, comments, anything I did not answer, please ask me.
Prabhuji, for acidity, what you told? What seeds you told?
Tea,
Tea, what tea?
chamomile.
Can you spell it, Prabhuji?
I think it's CAMOMILE. Just put it in Google. Right.
CHAMOMILE.
Yeah, chamomile. Yeah,
CHAM.
MOMILE. Chamomile. So chamomile is very good. Plus, of course, lemon water. Plain lemon water. Yoga nidra. So yeah. So all these things will definitely help you. So it's an overall thing. It is not just one thing. Yeah, you talked about avoiding banana, mango, and apple. Yes, pineapple. Yeah, correct. What fruits are good? What fruits are good? Avocado is the best fruit, according to me. Avocado, apricots, apples. What else? Pears are good.
Grapes?
No, grapes are too much sugar. And what they do with the grapes here is they spray chemicals a lot.
Oranges, bro.
Huh?
Oranges.
Orange, the big orange is good, not the small one.
Okay, got
The
it.
big orange is okay. The small one, they put berries are okay. Berries are good.
Watermelon?
What is that?
Watermelon?
Watermelon is okay.
But how many quantity we should take for the watermelon if you want to take watermelon?
See, everything should be controlled. You should not take too much. So you can feel once your stomach starts to fill up. Once you feel even little heavier, if you have diabetes, you should stop. So it should not fill up. So it should have enough space to digest. It is said in yoga, one should fill half the quantity with solid, quarter with water, and quarter with air. So one should not do too much. Mm.
So you told red rice is okay.
Yes.
Least and least, if you don't get it, then only you can take white rice. Otherwise, red rice, quinoa, and what you told Prabhuji, and I wrote it down. Quinoa,
Millets.
Millets.
Okay.
Can listen to the recording. Prabhu, I have one question. So, of course, we are talking about a lot of different types of foods. I always had this thought in mind. Is it necessary for us to take a variety of food stuff, or is it better for us to stick to just one or two food stuff and eat like almost the same thing every day? Is that better for the body?
Yes, that is one way it is better for the body. So once you boil down that this is healthier for you, so that is also like a vrata. So that is good rather than today this, tomorrow that, So you stick to like sprouts, this juice. So many of them. So actually I have a program called a Chandrayana, which starts every full moon. And some of you already know it. So what I do is I make a diet chart. So then you go through the whole sattvic diet. And I also teach asanas and everything. This program, this Chandrayana, following the moon, removes the sin. This actually helped me overcome or control diabetes completely. And also, I have a 1 week diabetic program. So asanas and pranayam. So if anybody is interested, you can let me know.
Moreover, I needed plan, Prabhuji. That I needed. I'm yoga every alternate day yoga, but I need only diet plan, Prabhuji. What is for that? I need what kind of foods we should eat, how much quantity we should eat, and morning what for especially when it comes Ekadasi. So if you are fasting, what kind of food?
So what I can do is I can share you a general diet plan in the group. Okay, for diabetics, what they should avoid, what they should not. I need to make the document. So once you make that, then you will be able to go through and make the best out of that. So basically, which is what it's
Sabudana.
Sabudana tapioca, right? So it's not very good. Quinoa is preferred.
Because sometimes in Ekadasis, what I will do, Prabhuji, morning I will do quinoa and night times I'll take sabudana a little bit, not that much quantity, but little bit.
Yeah. So in that case, what we should do, uh, you should take like there, the chong should be in ghee.
Okay.
That's the main thing. So when you use ghee, so ghee is energizing, ghee is deepanam, ghee is healing. So one should invest a little bit in ghee, that'll be good. So
Okay.
all the cooking if you do in that pure ghee, so that will make a big difference. Hmm?
Okay.
Avoid all the bad oils and everything. So this is important. Hmm?
Prabhuji, drinking hot water, I see a lot of difference, Prabhuji, compared to the regular water. Do you
That's
see
one
any difference, Prabhuji?
very good point. So the thing is hot water. So what happens is your body is at a certain temperature. Okay, 37 degrees Celsius, 98-degree Fahrenheit, right? So when you drink cold water, your body has to boil that water to bring it to that, this thing. Your body temperature lowers when you drink cold water. And the body has to work again to bring the body temperature to back to 37 degrees C, where everything is moving properly. When you drink hot water, your hot water is actually energizing the body. It is giving heat to the body, maintaining the efficiency. So that is why, especially for diabetics, hot water is preferred.
Prabhuji, for this chia seed water and lemonades, are they good only for summers or all the time it is okay?
All the time.
Even in winter time?
Yes.
Because it cools down, right? Excessive cooling during winters doesn't it?
It's not like that. See, the thing is, we have to understand that chia seeds are also diuretics and they cleanse your kidneys also. Hmm? And the benefits that you see there. So that is why when you drink these drinks, at the same time, you have to have hot teas. So you balance them by drinking this cinnamon tea, ginger, fennel tea,
Green tea?
not green tea, not the caffeine tea.
Oh no, without caffeine.
I wouldn't recommend the dip teas.
Okay.
Don't-
Freshly made ones are good, right, Prabhu? Not the dip ones, the packeted ones. Even
So
the yogi.
freshly made ones means I'm just hoping I have a book here. No, the freshly made ones means the cinnamon tea, the what do you call it? Um,
Cardamom.
Cinnamon, fennel,
Cardamom.
cardamom, and ginger. Hmm?
And saffron too.
Prabhuji, what time you are planning to do this 1 week diabetes program, Prabhu? Like,
So
is it like monthly or planning for any feature? Prabhu?
no. This is diabetic program that I do will be one-on-one. It's not a group session. So once you sign up, so then I will do it individually for you. It's not a group thing because everybody's level of diabetes is different. So it's not like the same thing for everyone. Some can do some asanas, some cannot do some asanas. Some can eat some diet, so it's not the same diet plan or same asana for everyone. The general principle is there. So these program that I will do 1 week. So once you sign up, so then 1 week I will concentrate on you. So we will follow up. So then 1 month we will follow up. So we'll take your stats before, stats after, then follow up. Then also we have a program called Chandrayana. So Chandrayana, that is also very good for diabetics. So that is on full moon. You eat full, then I make a diet chart. So if you're a diabetic, I make a diabetic chart where you gradually fast, control your diet, then till new moon you fast, and then gradually increase. But along with that, you practice asana, pranayama like that. So both programs work, but the diabetes 7-day is very intensive, very powerful. And I designed it because I went through it. I know the intricate details. So I can share all my secrets.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, sorry to interrupt, and I missed the first part of the discussion. So I have two questions, Prabhu. So may I know where can I find or purchase the book? I prefer the ebooks instead of
which country are you in?
I'm in US.
US, I can send you the link. I can send the link to the group. I ship it. I actually have, let me check.
So do you have a soft copy, Prabhu? I prefer reading in a soft copy because
Uh,
it's easy to carry around on my mobile. And
yeah, I do, but it doesn't work in the mobile. We did a flash file, so we did not. We have a flash file which works on a computer. So if you have like a tablet, it'll work. Hmm?
yeah, yes, Prabhu. I mean, I need the digital format. I'm more concerned about the digital format. And where can I find? I mean, what is your website or other thing where I can
Uh,
find?
are you in the WhatsApp group, or I can just put it in the chat?
Sorry, Prabhu. I'm not in the WhatsApp group. I'm not sure which group you are referring from. Referring to.
Those who signed up for this thing. So Zoom, the only thing is you don't have. So if you can in the chat or something privately, if you can send me your number.
Yeah.
So and I will also, what I'll do is I'll also just share my number. So those who want more information on this, you can. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just messaged my number. Prabhu.
Yeah. So. So I'm also just sharing. Many of you are, if you are not on the WhatsApp group, because in the WhatsApp group I'll share all the information. You can just message me, and I really, if anybody has any questions in the group. So this video I have recorded. I hope it's good quality. Then I will upload it and I will share it with all of you. And and we will keep in touch. And any questions you have, I will be happy to answer. And if you'd like to join any of these two, I'll share the links also. And what I was thinking was, if anybody is interested in joining today or tomorrow for the one-on-one, or we will give a 25% discount for those who attended this seminar. So I was thinking, so I'll just share the link and also the discount code, so you can use it for in the group I will share. So that you get the discount, but that is only if you sign up today or tomorrow for this program. And there is many more things. It's not just that we do this, but really it's a follow-up, it's a change in lifestyle. And also there has been a lot of research on mantras. So by chanting, meditating, what happens is, when you chant, meditate, your intelligence, your mind, and your prana, all three become aligned. That also heals diabetes. So that is why one of the things that is very important for diabetics is also to heal with proper music, proper calm music, proper energizing music, proper mantra chanting. So that is why, if you see those who have a very good systematic lifestyle, they do not get diabetes, or even if they have, they can control it. It's only because our work and our lifestyle is so busy and we are so always heavy and disturbed. So that is why we are not able to maintain a particular lifestyle. That's when all the problems come. So we have to change this the lifestyle that we are living. And once we change this lifestyle, the way we live, and we align it, I would say it would take about 6 months. If you sincerely work hard, if the Chandrayana program, that those who did, those which I did, it was very intensive 1 month program, and all of them changed their lifestyle. I'll post some reviews in the group. You can watch how people were able to change. That is for even for general. But at the same time, this 1 week intensive that is especially focused on diabetes, this also is meant just to help you focus on just the diabetes aspect, in the long run. So this will help you.
So
So,
at what time you will do, my Prabhuji, all these yoga asanas at morning times? What is the timings and everything?
so what I do is, so what we are doing in one-on-one courses is, once you sign up, then we do an interview, and then I see what time you are available. So then I make the schedule according to your schedule. So
Okay.
so one-on-one, it's one-on-one. So it's not a group thing. So the thing is, it depends on your timing. So you give me a time, I block it in the calendar, and then we do it. So that's how. So we agree on the timing. So
Okay.
yeah, like that. So 7 days can be continuous, 7 days can be a little staggered depending on how much time you're able to give. But certain sessions we do, asana, then diet. We go through the whole diet, your diet, and then we eliminate what you should not eat, what you can eat according to your prakriti. We do a prakriti analysis also. And in that way, you will find a lot of benefit in that. So I will share the link in the group. So if anybody wants to sign up, that will be great. And then dates we decide. So Chandrayana starts every full moon. One batch started June 5th. So the next batch starts July 4th. So every full moon, one batch starts, the Chandrayana batch, because it has to be from full moon to full moon, because moon is responsible for the mind. Moon is responsible for the energy. So that cycle, I will also explain when you do the intensive diabetic course. And you can, in that way, we make a chart so that on new moon, full moon, you have a proper way to honor the moon. So moon god feels happy, Soma, he becomes happy when you follow his cycle. And when you follow his cycle, then he becomes very happy.
And mantra chanting, what is do you have that any kind of mantras and that videos or anything, is if you can post it, that is also it's
Yeah,
better.
so there are healing mantras in the Bhagavatam, in the Ayurvedic scriptures. It is said by meditating on Lord Vishnu, he heals every disease. So there are certain mantras on that. And I was planning to, for those who sign up for the course, I will do for you individually, but I was also planning to make some videos on that. It takes a little nice voice and equipment. So my equipment is just coming because of this COVID. Amazon is also slow. And
Because I was interested in that one, so that's what I'm telling.
Yeah. So I'm actually planning to record, but it's recorded nicely. So I have some mic and everything. So I have to just connect, and then hopefully by in a week or two, I should have some nice videos of these healing mantras. Yeah.
So if we are doing walking, means like how much miles, Prabhuji? Like 1 mile is fine or 2 miles is fine for walking?
So walking, it depends on the time. So basically it has to be done more than 35 minutes. It's not it has to be brisk walk, deep breathing. The main thing is when you walk, don't think. The more you are able to keep your mind off and focus on your breathing. So breathing is what heals you. Healing breathing. What happens is the disease means you are breathing very fast. Your breathing is not proper. So when your breathing is deeper, you heal. So when you walk, you breathe deeply. That heals you. In asana pranayam also, you breathe deeply. That heals you. You cannot hold your breath and do asana. No, you have to breathe deeply. So breathing is the prana, the energy. So if you breathe nicely, walk, relax, deep breathing, that is what heals you. And you have to give up all the stress. Moment you think stress, there is nothing more valuable, Mataji, in life rather than good health. So you have to give up everything else for the sake of good health. So that
True, Prabhuji. But mind is so within the seconds, within the it not gives any. It will give it so much disturbance, so much things, so many questions, so many these things. Why you can't do this thing? Why you these things? All that mind tells 24 hours non-stop. It's like how the person eats 24 hours eating food, no, without any gap. The mind also is giving like that. So that is only my concern is.
We should reduce it to 12 hours. So the mind, we should put a stop sometime. So that is the whole technique of control. So if you achieve that control, if you are able to control the mind, then diabetes will go away like this. If not, we employ all these techniques and reach to the mind. So it's either way. So one who is controlled his mind, all his diseases reverse, because when he is controlled, he can focus on Lord Vishnu. He can focus on healing energy within you, because within you there is Manipura Chakra. Oh, that was one of the point I mentioned in the email. So Manipura Chakra. So Manipura Chakra is Lord Vishnu, the digestive energy, the healing energy. So one is who is able to meditate on this healing energy, on the Manipura Chakra, he can digest anything. All these diseases will go away. But we have to reach that point of meditation. That takes a little bit of effort, serious and sincere effort. And I'm no doubt, if we sincerely endeavor, If we sincerely endeavor, there is nothing. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripatamam vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamadhavam. It says that even a lame man can climb mountains, even a dumb man can speak. Yatkripatamaham vande. When one acts in such a way that he gets the mercy of the Lord. Ultimately, every Ayurvedic medicine is given with a mantra of Vishnu. Because it's not the medicine that acts on you. It is the mantra of Vishnu. Modern medicine is only to control the symptoms, not to heal the disease. Whereas Ayurveda, the Lord heals the disease. So if we act according to the diet, according to the yoga, and then offer this to the Lord. So that's what we do in Chandrayana. We follow this and offer this to the Lord. So when you offer this, you get the mercy of the Lord.
So Prabhuji, just I was sorry, last and least. So just send me your diet plan and everything. So maybe I will follow that one, whatever you make it. So I will follow that one. I will try that one, your diet and everything. And anyhow, I'm doing every alternate days. I'm doing Surya Namaskara, and I meet one of my friend. I'm doing this asanas and everything.
Very nice.
So only I need a diet. So what in the morning times what should what we should eat afternoon and night.
Yeah,
So
I also have,
and I can stick it on the fridge and I can follow that one.
yeah. I also have 2 or 3 lectures on my YouTube on Ayurvedic breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I will share those lectures also in the group, and you can watch that. In that, I have explained. Plus, I will add the chart also, but I have explained in that. The only thing I do in the course is, of course, I specialize it to you. You know how it should work for you, and specialize the asanas and everything for you. So you get a custom-made practice. That's the main thing. But the general principles, everything, I'll definitely send in the group, and hope it benefits all of you. And if it benefits all of you, please bless me so that I can continue doing this work for all of you and to serve more people in general. So any other...
Thank you so much. Very nice. Very nice, Prabhu. Nice initiative. It really helps everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu. And those... Yeah, and those who would like to sign up, I'm sending the link and also the discount code so you can sign up. So thank you so much. And
Prabhuji, one last question. You said honey is not good.
yeah,
Any specific reason?
see, honey is very intense. Honey is very intense. Honey is only used in Ayurveda to mix with the medicine in general. When you add a medicine like Ayurvedic powder medicine, they give it with honey because honey moves very quickly. And honey is very high sugar. So when you add honey, and because of that, you take that medicine also along with that very quickly. So Manuka honey is healthy, but when you take that honey, what happens is it spreads sugar very quickly. So for diabetics, it's not advised. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. And thank you
Where
so
do
much
we
for this
get
nice
Prabhuji,
presentation,
Manuka
Prabhu.
honey?
What is that?
Where do we get that Manuka honey?
You can get in any superstore. You'll get an
It's there in Costco also, but it is Prabhu. The
Amazon also.
quality it's questionable, right? We don't know which is the genuine source of Manuka honey.
So in Amazon, check the reviews.
But very costly, Prabhuji.
No, but I mean, your health is costlier, or what is it? Right? What is the use of cost if we need? Yeah. So yes, Prabhuji, I have your number, so I'll share you the link, Prabhu, and the discount code also. Venkat Prabhu, sure. Okay. So all right. So thank you all so much. It's already 12. So I had a wonderful astrology